Dexter and the Wind-Up World. Dexter first noticed the sound. Tick, itolfi tick, tick. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. But it was strange. Like the world was tapping its foot. Dexter stood very still. He listened. Tick, tick, tick. It came from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The trees made it. The grass made it. Even the air seemed to be ticking. Dexter frowned. "That's new," he said. He followed the sound. One careful step at a time. Tick and tick, tick. Soon he reached the edge of the forest and stopped. The world ahead looked wrong. Not broken. Not scary. Just mechanical. The grass moved in perfect little waves. The trees swayed in repeating patterns. Even the clouds drifted in neat, timed circles. Tick, tick, indeed tick. Dexter blinked. Oh! A small wind brushed past him. But instead of flowing freely, it moved in sharp, repeating bursts. Like it had instructions, Dexter stepped forward. Immediately, everything around him moved in sync. Grass wave, tree sway, cloud turn. Tick, tick, tick. "This is very organized," Dexter said carefully. He walked further in. And that's when he saw it. A squirrel. But not a normal squirrel. It was hopping in perfect rhythm. One hop. Pause. One hop. Pause. Its eyes were wide and focused, like it was following something invisible. "Hello?" Dexter called. The squirrel stopped mid-hop, then turned its head in a very precise movement. "Hello," it said, then went back to hopping. One. Pause. One. Pause. Dexter tilted his head. "Are you okay?" The squirrel hesitated, then said, "I think so," then hopped again, exactly the same way. Dexter looked around. Everything was doing the same thing, repeating, timing, counting, tick, tick, tick. He sat down. "This feels like a wind-up toy," he said. The wind passed by again, but instead of flowing freely, it stuttered, like it was being started and stopped. Dexter called out softly, "Hello, wind." The air paused, then answered, "Yes." Dexter listened carefully. "Why is everything ticking?" There was a long pause. Then, "Because I was told to keep things in order." Dexter blinked. "Who told you that?" Another pause. Longer this time. Then, "The mechanism." Dexter frowned. "The mechanism?" The world ticked louder. Tick. 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 "It makes everything predictable," the wind said. "Safe." Dexter stood up. "But it looks stuck." The wind hesitated. "Stuck is safe." Dexter walked slowly forward. Each step made the world respond. Perfectly. Repetitively. Like a machine copying him. "That doesn't feel right," Dexter said. He stopped walking and sat very still. The world continued ticking, waiting. Dexter spoke softly. "What happens if you don't tick?" The wind paused. Long. Very long. Then whispered. "I don't remember." Dexter thought carefully. Then he did something unexpected. He took one step, but not in rhythm, not in pattern. Just a step, then another. Then he paused, then turned in a small circle. The world hesitated. Tick, tick, tick. The squirrel stopped hopping. The trees slowed their sway. The wind wavered. Dexter took another uneven step. Then a hop. Then a pause. Then a silly little wiggle. The ticking began to break. Not all at once, but gently. like something remembering it didn't have to repeat forever. Tick, tick, tick. The wind rushed forward suddenly. But this time, it wasn't structured. It wasn't planned. It was free. "Oh," the wind said softly. "This feels different." The squirrel looked around. "I can stop?" it asked. Dexter smiled. "Yes." The squirrel stopped hopping. Just stood still, then sat down, then stretched, like it was discovering its own body again. The trees stopped their perfect sway. The clouds drifted however they liked. The grass moved without pattern. The world loosened. Dexter wagged his tail. "That's better." The wind swirled around him, no longer ticking. "Thank you," it said. "I forgot what it was like not to follow the rhythm." Dexter looked around at the now soft world. No more ticking. The wind hummed happily. "Only when it wants to." Dexter nodded. "That seems fair." As he walked back toward the forest, the world behind him no longer moved in perfect order. It moved like everything else in his world. A little strange, a little wild, and very much alive.